Keep your mind moving. Avoid becoming a barnacle by Amy Ateo. Barnacles are amazing creatures that have a highly effective means of adhering to a surface by producing permanent cement. They stay in this one location for their entire juvenile and adult life. This lack of movement causes a reduction in neurons during metamorphosis. Actually, the nauplius is hatched from an egg with a limited nervous system that can sense its surroundings with the purpose of eating and growing. In the cyprid stage, the nervous system is most developed. The cyprid's one mission is to select a place to live for the remainder of its life. Its brain must analyze settlement cues from its environment and determine the most ideal location. Once this decision is made, the barnacle no longer requires use of its cyprid brain, and degeneration occurs as the barnacle transitions to a sedentary life. This presentation will offer ways humans can keep their minds moving so they don't become stuck like a barnacle. Moving your mind and thinking critically requires mental effort. Even though our tendency is to be lazy, take shortcuts, or avoid mental tasks altogether. Just as yard work takes time and energy to complete, so too does thinking, problem solving, and decision making. We must actively move our minds to keep them sharp. The results of our efforts can be as rewarding and satisfying as a well-kept yard. To begin, human brains have a strength in seeing patterns, making connections between things, finding relationships. Sometimes, however, our brains see a pattern by chance or coincidence. Truly, it may just be random designs in trees, yet we see familiar faces. Once a pattern is seen, it's challenging not to see it, to look for other connections. Sometimes we see only the pattern we want to see. We think it's meaningful, yet truly it's random. It's not one tree hugging another. It's simply two trees intertwined as they grow. To avoid barnacle brain, understand some perceived patterns may result from randomness or coincidence. Our brains also take shortcuts when we follow our heart, emotions, and intuition. Sometimes we are guided by how something makes us feel rather than the facts of the matter. The beauty of Spanish moss appeals to many people. Be careful. If they investigated further, they would discover that this epiphyte or air plant can bring down branches with its weight, and on occasion can kill its support tree by blocking sunlight from its thick growth. Spanish moss can also be home to numerous critters that cause itching. To avoid barnacle brain, recognize your feelings. Take a step back mentally. Gather facts. Think objectively. Our brains can be lazy when we only consider the one rather than an array of possibilities. Maybe it's that we do the same thing again and again, or we only use the first thing that comes to our mind, or we only see our one opinion. This narrow focus on just our one can cause a lazy brain to miss other opportunities. Surround yourself with various opinions, strategies, and thoughts to find strength in numbers. One tree has strength from the surrounding forest of trees to avoid being completely uprooted. To avoid barnacle brain, be open to other options. Seek out other possibilities. Allow yourself time to brainstorm other prospects. Listen. Our human brains can avoid a task completely by perceiving a false belief as truth. Yet our reasoning can have errors. Positions and ideas can be proven wrong. Our mind might be tricked by similarities, negative thoughts, inconsistencies, playing ignorant, or exclusion of all other ideas because one was wrong. To avoid barnacle brain, know that misinformation is possible. Be willing to adjust your thinking. Know that mistakes happen and then update yourself. In conclusion, here's an acronym to help you remember how to keep your mind moving effectively. You have a head with a brain for mobility, unlike a barnacle. Take care of it. Heed your health. Take care of your basic needs. Exercise. Hydrate. Hydrate. And hydrate. Eat healthy. Get adequate sleep. Eyes for evidence. Let your eyes clearly see the situation. Look for support in your thinking. Question. Ask questions and more questions. Various viewpoints can be eye-opening. Alert. Have awareness of your thoughts and feelings. Pay attention to what others may want you to believe. Dynamic. Decide, yet don't rule out. Each day brings new discoveries. Stay open and flexible. Commit to constantly try and learn new things. And remember, once all of the hard work is done, your mind needs rest and relaxation so it can be ready for future decision making, problem solving, and thinking. Take time to daydream.